I'm going to bring up a man to say just a few words. His son was viciously and violently shot by an illegal immigrant. His son was a star athlete, a star student. He applied to Stanford and many great colleges. He could have gone anywhere. And I met Jameel on television about a week ago. I see this guy, he's mentioning my name. I say, oh, no, not again, because I figure he's killing me like everybody else, right? My wife said, no, I think he's saying some really good things. I said, I doubt it. You know, they're hitting me left, right. I said, I doubt it. Well, I turn it up. And he said, the only man that's sticking up for us is Donald Trump. I said, wow. This guy is great. And we were at the news conference with his mother and his sister yesterday, and it was one of the most incredible things. So I'd like to speak a little bit about his son and how incredible his son was and how his son should be here with us. I mean, his son should be alive, and he should be in one of the great colleges, and he should be maybe someday in the NFL, but he won't be because an illegal immigrant shot him violently. And this guy is the best guy. He's become my friend. He's been with me for a few days. And just say a few words about your boy.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Jameel Shaw. My son was named Jameel Shaw II. He was shot dead in the street by an illegal alien, or should I say, someone in the country illegal. And he was a good kid. I'm sorry, he was a good kid. He was a good kid. He was. We thought we did a good job. You know, when he was 5 years old, I started training him to get him ready. My goal was to get him ready for the 9th grade, which is high school. And we know high school football is big time. You know, you have to really start early. We were doing the Pop Warner. We were going through everything. And I was on his case 24/7. I'm one of those hands-on dads like my dad was. He was hands-on, you know. Yeah. He was hands-on and the belt on, you know. And, you know, I respected my father, and I was scared of him more than I was scared of the police, you know. So I made sure I couldn't do nothing wrong. And I wanted my son to be the same way. You know, I didn't want to have to spank him. I wanted him to do what I say because it's the right thing to do, and you want to make it in life. You know, so we trained, we got to high school, and he just really, it was unbelievable. I started getting scared. It's good to be true. You know, he was 3-time MVP. He was in the 11th grade, all 3 years MVP, Player of the Year, All-City. I'm sure people out here know I'm talking about with their kids went through that kind of stuff. And you know the hard work and the sacrificing that the kids have to do and the parents, you know, my weekends was his. You know, I had to go and take care of everything. So one Sunday morning we went to Pasadena at a training clinic for Division I prospects. So, you know, we was like, wow. He was like, man, Dad, we did it. So, make a long story short, on the way home, he asked me, could he go to the mall? And, of course, I didn't want to, but, you know, all right, man, what time are you going to be home? He said, I said, well, be home by 7. It was like 3 o'clock, you know, it was still early. So he went to the mall. I called him, you know, about 7 o'clock. Hey, he wasn't home. Hey, where are you? Hey, I'm coming home from the mall. We missed the bus. You know, we're safe, Dad, we're safe. Because he knew that's all I was, you know. I said, make sure to call me. I would have came and got you, you know. So I said, I'll call you in an hour, called him in an hour. Where are you? He's like, right around the corner, old man, you know, that's what he called me. And I was like, whew, I felt really good inside. I thought, whew, he made it home. You know, I live in L.A., you know. So he had a little brother, 8 years old. We would, hey, get your clothes on, we're getting ready to go get some track spikes. He had a track meet that Friday. This was Sunday night. So, you know, a couple minutes later, gunshots. I mean, really loud, really crispy. So I knew, oh, my God. It was outside my house. Called his cell phone, didn't answer. Man, I knew. I went outside and looked down the street. There he was, laying in the street, dead. You know, I couldn't believe it. Even right now when I say it, you know, I don't believe it. You know, he was laying there with his eyes closed, looking toward the house. Looked like he was asleep. You know, it looked like he was asleep, but his body, I never seen a dead body before, and his body was obvious. He was dead, you know. I remember, you know, just a hard situation to go through. after all that, you know, I found out that the guy that killed him was illegally in the country. Come on, you know, I thought somebody black did it. You know, I just really felt somebody black when I thought that. I wasn't even thinking like that. Found out the guy was on his third gun charge. Now you have somebody illegally in the country on their third gun charge. He's been arrested 3 times already. He's in jail again. Assault with a deadly weapon, battery on a peace officer. They gave him 8 months in the county jail. 8 months. Lit him out 4 months early. Now this was 18th Street gang member in the gang database. You know, he's been arrested twice for gun charges, stabbed people, put schools on lockdown. It was just really violent, you know. And these were the ones that Obama said they wanted. The violent ones, the gangbangers, the ones with guns. He was released on a Saturday night without any supervision. Sunday night, he was in my neighborhood. My son coming home from the mall, you know, and he went to my neighbor's house. That's why he was in my neighborhood. To make a long story short, he went to my neighbor's house, knocked on the door. He wasn't home. On the way back to his car, I saw my son coming. Ran right over there. He was on the phone with his girlfriend. He heard the guy ask him, well, my son was telling the girl, oh, something's going wrong, this ain't right, what should I, you know, kind of stuff. And she was like, run, run. It was too late. Heard the guy say, what set you from? And then he killed him. Shot him in the stomach. You know, one of the neighbors saw it, shot him in the stomach with a .45. So you can imagine, a 45, 17-year-old kid, shot him in the stomach while he was on the ground. According to the coroner, he had his hands up like this, and he shot him through his hand. They thought he had three gunshots because his hand was really badly damaged, bullet wound in his stomach and one in his head. The coroner said that he was on his back with like this, and he shot him through his hands and to his head. Now, we hear all the time, Michael Brown, hands up, don't shoot. Now, that was really hands up, don't shoot. I'm sure he wasn't saying anything because he just had a bullet wound in his stomach, but you could imagine your child. I tell people all the time when they protest me or they protest Mr. Trump, what you have to do is soul search. Put yourself in my shoes. Think about your child laying in the street dead. Your mother, your wife, your father, anybody, you know. We're not designed for that, you know. Didn't find out someone illegally in the country did it. So when I found out, you know, I'm going to move on to Donald Trump. I found out when Donald Trump was running for office, I watched it because, you know, everybody likes Donald Trump. And, you know, if it not even nothing to do with the presidency, you want to see what he got to say, you know. So I looked and I saw what he was saying, and he was talking about saving the country. People, my friends were calling me, liberal friends calling me, turn the TV on, Donald Trump is talking about helping America. You know, I turned on and I saw when I saw it, I was so happy. For the first time in 7 years, I felt hope, real hope, you know. Yeah, I felt real change, you know. And one thing Donald Trump showed me when he came out aggressive like he did is that he can weather the storm, you know. We need somebody that can weather the storm. No one else can lose that kind of money and still be able to do what they got to do. You know what I mean? You know, I tell people all the time, the only difference between me and Donald Trump is that he doesn't care what's going on because he has the resources. I don't care. I don't have nothing. I have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So it's like a team. You know, they can't stop us. You know, and we really got to get him in here. He loves America. You know, I would tell you, I'm serious. If Donald Trump wasn't a real deal, I wouldn't come around him because, you know, my son was murdered, so I don't trust nobody. You know, I mean, I think everybody, you know, if you're not against illegal immigration, you're my enemy. I can't help that. That's how I feel. My son was murdered. You have to understand that. You have to understand, what would you expect from your government? What would you expect from a politician that's running for office? What would you expect if your son was dead, your daughter, your mother? What would you expect from him? You expect for him to go out there and fight for us. What do we have? You know, he's the only one that's talking about saving our country. All the Republicans, we were going to be bamboozled. Donald Trump exposed them all because they were all going to say, we're going to save the border and we're going to save, and they wouldn't have did nothing. Because now they're after him. So what were they going to do for us? Nothing. We have to trust Donald Trump the way you trust your mom and your dad when you was growing up. You don't have to believe everything they believe. You don't have to do whatever they say, but you have to trust them. That's your mom, that's your dad, it's somebody you have to believe in. And I can always say, when people don't want to hear what I have to say, Ask yourself, what would you do if somebody killed your kids?
Thank you, Jameel. So, amazing story. By the way, Jameel's sister's here too, and she told me the story that when Jameel saw the boy laying on the sidewalk dead, this incredible young man with such a future, Jameel laid down on the sidewalk and started pounding the sidewalk with his hand and badly damaged his hand, badly. He couldn't understand it. He couldn't believe it. Just an amazing guy.